you wanted the best, you've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hello, folks, Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com. As one of the earliest things that makes official welcome to the big show. For over 16 years, 24 episodes, we bring you the most smartest mind, the most interesting stories, the people who've gone through the most cathartic moments in their lives, how they've grown, how they developed, the paths they chose, and the interesting stories that they tell. Because without our stories, we're kind of nothing. Stories are the fabric of our life. And good or bad, those are the things that shape us. Boy, I should put that down on paper. That sounded really great. I just made that up. Anyway, guys, we have an amazing young man today we're going to be talking to. But in the meantime, we need you to go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss for your family, friends, and relatives. Facebook.com/Chris Voss. LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss. And all those crazy places on the internets. Opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host or the Chris Voss Show. Some guests of the show may be advertising on the podcast, but it is not an endorsement or review of any kind. Today's featured author comes to us from bookstolifemarketing.co.uk. With expert publishing to strategic marketing, they help authors reach their audience and maximize their book success. Today we have an amazing young man. Today we're going to be talking about his book, his newest book out, and some of the work that he does. Albert Dépas is on the show with us today. We're going to get into his book, The High, an artistic exploration of everyday experiences on the High Line, New York City. And it's not a book about pot. It's a book about the high, the line in New York City. Welcome to the show, Albert. How are you?
Thank you, Chris. I am well. How are you?
I am doing excellent. Give us your .coms. Where do you want people to find you on the interwebs?
To find me on the internet for the book is Thehigh.online. The title of the book, .online.
And you're a Haitian American visual artist, poet, and educator with experience in diverse disciplines of visual media. You've been trained in traditional methods of fine arts, drawing, painting, sculpturing, photography, as well as graphic design, architecture, and digital media for graphic and web design. You hold a bachelor in visual studies and a master in special education and a master in international education. Your artworks have been exhibited in the United States, Haiti, Canada, and Europe, and you've been published in several publications. Tell us about your new book. What is inside the new book, The High?
My new book, The High, what you will find inside is a collection of photographs about the High Line in New York City, and a collection of poetry about the experiences that I go through and different people are going through while on the High Line. So now the High Line itself is a park that is made from an elevated rail line that was abandoned and has been transformed into this park, which they call the High Line, because it is an elevated area, elevated rail line. Now it is a park, thus the name, The High Line. And my book is titled after that, The High, which is the experience that you have while you are on the High Line, a joyful, blissful moment.
The joyful, blissful moments. Now, why was it important to write this book about the High Line? What drew you to it? What was the inspiration?
I used to be a graphic designer for the Department of City Planning. And they oversee zoning regulation in the city. And for the High Line to have become what it is now, my office was involved in it.
Okay.
So I had the opportunity to visit the area before it becomes the park. Then I photographed it in its abandoned state. When I went back in 2009, after it becomes a park, I was amazed by the transformation.
Wow.
I photographed it again, and I continue to do that. And eventually, I get carried away by the experiences taking place on the High Line, and that leads to the book.
Now, is it poetry? Is it just a prose? Is it photography? What's inside the book that we're going to find?
It is poetry and photographs. The photographs are about different sections of the High Line and different events that take place on the High Line while people are into the activities. The poetry are about the experiences that people are having on the High Line. And poetry works in conjunction with the photograph. While you're reading the poem, you can see the idea in the poem reflected in the photographs in the book.
Oh, wow. You know, I used to, New York City is such a collection of people and such a melting pot, if you will. I guess that's an old term of just a diverse group of people. And, you know, the people from all sorts of normal walks of life to people that sometimes have a lot of artistic sort of nature or oddities, as it were. And in California, I used to always go down to Venice Beach with my cameras, and I would do day shoots down there. And the Venice Beach Boardwalk kind of has maybe the same sort of eclectic people, maybe more than you see in New York, maybe on the High Line. But I used to shoot people, and it was interesting to watch the people on that line. And some of the photographs I got were amazing. Some of the people are, you know, there's kind of some oddities out there, and some of the adventures, and of course the natural trappings of the boardwalk, as it were. So I imagine you have a lot of those same sort of style pictures and things that you get there.
Similarly, yes, there are a lot of different people from different parts of the world on the High Line. And the different background, the different cultures, the different ages on the High Line. And each people in their own activities, their own experience. At the same time, there is a union among the people, and I think it's because of the area, the way it is structured, that everyone comes into contact with each other.
This is your second book. What was your first book about?
My first book is, the title is Metamorphosis of Joy. And it is about my experiences with friends, families, and girlfriends. And in fact, the title is named after an ex-girlfriend. Her name is Joy. So we were there for a while, and then, you know, as things happen. And we went all different ways. And after that, I sat down and put my experiences together and wrote the book.
Well, definitely being in relationships in 2025 will give you lots of material for books, I think, or comedy, or crying, or therapy. One of the two, one of the five, whatever, how many listen. Well, it's interesting. You know, we've had people come that have on the show that have done photographs in New York City, featured them in a book. One of our friends that had come on the show, he had toured New York City during COVID when everything was in lockdown, and somehow he got access to wander around because there was, and so he has these shots of New York City during COVID and the train lines during COVID, and like there's nobody around. It's like a ghost town, and so it's pretty crazy. And then I think he hosts walking tours of the history of certain barrios of New York. So maybe that's something you could look into doing in the future. Maybe do tours of the High Line, or feature High Line tours, maybe. I don't know.
There are so many tours now already scheduled for the High Line. I wouldn't want to compete with them.
Yeah.
They're doing the history. If I were to do a tour, it would be specifically about my book.
Yeah.
However, I have a book that I'm working on COVID as well.
Oh.
Photographs that I took during COVID.
Oh, wow.
And hopefully that will be out one day soon.
Yeah. I mean, that would be very interesting to see, wouldn't it? The, especially if you've got like empty streets and stuff. Like it was uncanny during COVID to see, Times Square, like just completely empty of people. And you're just like, wow, that is some crazy stuff right there. And yeah. What are some other things maybe we should know about the book that people might find enticing, or what do you hope that they come away with reading the book?
What my attempt is to present a book that people find entertaining. And by that, I mean, it's joyful. If you have an evening that you then want to watch TV, the book is ideal for that. It takes you away and it gives you an experience of being on the High Line. It's like a virtual journey on the High Line by going through the book. And the book is designed to give you that sense of entertainment. There are capsules of educational aspect in it, and there are capsules for reflective moment in it. So in mine is that it is designed that the school system can use it for elementary school and high school. The everyday people can use it, and the academic circle can use it as well.
Yeah. Now, tell us about some of the other offerings you have on your website. You do a lot of things in the artistic world: paintings, graphic design, collages, and poetry, and talking art. I'm curious, what is talking art?
Talking art, it's a poem. And it is in my first book. If I can pull the book out, I might be able to read it for you.
Sure.
Yes. It's interesting that you mention it because that was not on my mind at all. But let me see, where is it? 51. Okay, it's a short poem titled, as you mentioned, Talking Art. Between the forces of creativity, the melody of my sound reigns supreme. It runs through your spine and juggles your every bone. The voices in my poem echo through your ears and settle upon your heart. They become your emotions. The colors of my palette, they penetrate through your pupils. There they remain forever. So what I'm trying to put forward in this poem is that each of the different art forms, like in music, in poetry, and painting, has their mode of affecting the viewer, the observer, the participator in the art. So when I said that, let me find it again. The melody of my sound runs supreme. I am putting music into a hierarchy of the art form. And then comes poetry, which of course has the music in it. And then you come to the visual aspect of it. And that's where you engage more into it because you have to question yourself, question the art. Whereas music, to a great extent, we enjoy it passively sometimes. We listen to it it carries us away. And that's where it reigns supreme. It takes you to another dimension. Whereas the others, you have to be actively involved, not so much passive.
Wow. And that's really what you're looking for when it comes down to it. Tell us about some of the other work you do. We mentioned the painting. Do you do contract work with some of this stuff where if a company or individual wants to hire you to curate a piece, do you do that?
If somebody wants to hire me, yes, but the work that I have done for hire have been mostly photographs and graphic design. The painting, it's my ideas that I put out, and my focus is on the notion of self-identity and consciousness. So I delve into that by exploring the notion of individual identity as well as the collective sense that we have as a community, as a culture, as a nation that comes together to present an identity of themselves through this very debated question of what is consciousness and what is self.
What is consciousness and what is self? Are those topics you like to explore usually?
Oh yes. Yes. These are the topics that I like to explore because this notion of know thyself is something that I have been involved in, since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Exploring, who am I? And through my art, whether it's poetry or painting or photography, I approach it by giving the observer an opportunity to self-reflect on their own personal experience of who am I and what am I experiencing? What is that I call the self? And I'm sure you're aware, of the great debates going into this circle of what is consciousness, and no one has really come to term, what it is, where it comes from, but yet it is through consciousness that we have everyday experiences.
Yeah. And that's something we need to think about and ponder as we go through life, the motivation behind it and all that stuff. And, understanding our world. The thing I love about art and poetry and photography, I recently got back into cameras and photography, is it kind of forces us to look at ourselves and look at our world and kind of see it through a different lens, as it were, maybe a lens outside of ourselves. And see things and appreciate things that maybe they do. I recently, like I said, I got back into photography. I switched from Canon cameras to Sony cameras, and have been buying up all the lenses and all that stuff for relaunching my photography business. And I just find really immense, peaceful pleasure in taking photographs, looking at them, pondering the artistry, seeing the beauty of the world. And sometimes when we look at things, we take things for granted, but sometimes when you take a photo, you're focused on that photo, and your mind kind of goes, what's going on here? And then you really start to look at life. Wow. Like I was taking some photos of my dog running around chasing a ball yesterday, and I got some really good shots of her underneath the leaves of the tree, and she's looking up at me with the ball in her mouth. And I took the photo and I was like, wow, these are really beautiful. Wow. There's a whole vibrant life out there of greenness and the world, and it just made such a great contrast too. But I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. It just seems like art really brings out life and helps us really appreciate it more.
That is definitely, I teach art as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. one of my definition that I present to the student is art is a unique human experience.
Mm-hmm.
And by that is in the realm of sentient beings, we humans so far are the only one we know that makes art. Now, why do we make it? It is a metaphor. It is through art that we explain, we present certain experiences that we cannot logically give to the other person in a concrete format.
Mm-hmm.
But because of art, we can present an aspect of that experience, and from their own personal experience, they bring into it, they can deduce what is it about. And each individual will get a perception based on their own experience. And that's the passion, that's the beauty of art. Whether it is a student, whether it is another artist, whether it is an art historian, and they will get it. And even when the person comes from a different culture, does not even speak your language,
Mm-hmm.
they can get something out of it. That's the power in art.
And sometimes their own interpretation, right?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely. I mean, the best art will traverse through cultures. So that wherever you come from, you will, get something out of it. I mean, we all experience grief, we all experience love, and we all experience a moment on the beach. So when an art is going through this aspect, you get it. I mean, let's take, for instance, The Thinker by Rodin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all think. So when you see that sculpture, it gives you an opportunity to reflect on your own self, thinking what's going on. And there are countless other artworks that do that. I don't know if you're familiar with Christina's World.
No.
It's a painting. The name of the artist, let me see if I can. It's a painting of a young lady who has some type of disability, and she's crawling across a field of grass, trying to make her way. The artist is Andrew Wyatt.
Okay.
That's the artist. It's a well-known painting, So once you come across that painting, it gives you a moment to reflect on the condition of life. What's going on there. And there are countless of others, like if you take Andy Warhol, the Marilyn Monroe series, about entertainment. And if you go into the Migration series by Jacob Lawrence, and this series is about the African American experience, migration from the south to the north, looking for a better life.
Yeah.
This is what you get out of art. It can be entertaining, it can be educational, and it can be enlightened. And by enlightened, I don't necessarily mean on a spiritual level. I mean on a personal level of self-realization for your own life.
There you go. Well, wise words to follow, most definitely. So as we go out, give people a final pitch out on how they can reach out to you, how they can get to know you better, and all that good stuff.
to get the book, you go to Thehigh.online. About my visual works, you go to Dépas-studio.com. And if you don't remember any of these things, just Google my name, Albert Dépas, and a whole lot of sites will come, and you'll pick your choice of where to go. But definitely, Thehigh.online is for my book, The High, which offers you the opportunity of a virtual experience on the High Line in New York City. Takes you to a blissful moment, a joyful experience. That's the high.
It's a good high to take and have, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's been wonderful to have you on. Give people your final.coms as we go out, and we'll wrap the show.
Thehigh.online is for my book.
Well, thank you very much for coming on, Albert. We certainly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you too, Chris.
Thank you. And thanks so much for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss. Pick up his book wherever fine books are sold. The High, an artistic exploration of everyday experiences on the High Line in New York City. Thanks so much for tuning in. Go to facebook.com/Chris Voss, linkedin.com/Chris Voss, and get your friends and neighbors to listen to the show. We certainly appreciate it. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next time. And that's